the offense picks up basically where they left off last year in the regular season. They had to settle for 6 field goals. It still dropped 32. It felt like they were trying to drop 50 on the Jets, and they kind of scaled it back a little bit there. But this is how deadly this offense is without Christian McCaffrey. And also, Shasky, it's the longest streak allowed by the Jets within their game in the past 45 years. So they hadn't allowed the team to score in 8 consecutive possessions, and the Niners hadn't done that offensively since at least 1978.
Well, eventually they're going to have to convert a majority of those field goal attempts into touchdowns, and we all agree there. I felt like there was a satisfaction I received from watching that game last night, because you know that I'm a big believer in Jordan Mason, and I have been for a long time. And I always worry about overusage, because any play can be your final play in the NFL, and something can happen at any point. And when you have a game that's already in control, I like to use other players to get them up to speed and to rest my top dogs. So seeing Jordan Mason run the way that he did last night, there was a small sense of like, man, like a lot of people that have been pining for JP to get touches, like you feel a little validated last night. And I thought early on in the game, he was a little like just too quick. Sometimes he just gets a little quick. He's trying to hit the hole super fast. Right. There's a specific cadence you have to play in the Shanahan system. You can't go too fast. You can't go too slow. And you have to be able to time up your cutback. Yeah. And I thought as the game went on and he settled in, he looked amazing.
Yep. He looked really, really good. Red zone stats, Spadoni, red zone stats. What are Niners' red zone stats? And the caller, hey, you know what? Who's that caller? This is a great point, 707, real quick. It's the mobile text line. We kind of laughed at the young man. Who was it that said the game is going to be 32-7? He wasn't far off. He got the 32 part right. 707, you're right. He got the 32 points right with the 49ers. He got that one down packed. He didn't get the 7 right, but he was close. He was close. Red zone numbers,
So this is from last season, the NFL team red zone scoring percentage, and this is for just touchdowns only. So the Niners led all the NFL last year. 68% of their red zone trips, they scored a touchdown. Second was Detroit with 66. Miami, so you start to get a trend here. You guys know who the bottom was?
Raiders.
No. The Raiders surprisingly in the early 20s. The New York Jets, 32.43% last year. Did you guys hear Troy Aikman on the broadcast? Obviously,
no.
He said, he's like, it is something to go from Aaron Rodgers after having the 3 worst years of the history of quarterback in the NFL.
Wow.
He said that about Zach Wilson.
Oh, my gosh.
Just
Troy Aikman doesn't hold back anything.
Well, what did Troy think of Brock Purdy? Because I thought Brock Purdy, he's just so calm.
He loves Brock Purdy. I'll grab the sound. He said if he was drafted in the first round, no one would be talking like this. He was one of his favorite quarterbacks to watch in the NFL. He loves him.
He's right. Real quick on those red zone numbers. Doesn't that kind of ease the tension there with the red zone when you hear those numbers said last year that they were number one? They'll figure it out. The first game of the season, hell, I saw Green Bay had to settle for a field goal left and right against Philadelphia. They did the same thing. Week 1 is just sloppy and all around the league.
They scored like 3 touchdowns on the same drive. They kept getting called back. So I have no issues. They're going to figure it. It's week 1, okay? Wow. And of all the teams in the league that have an excuse, I think it would be the one where Ayuk and Trent just showed up.
By the way, that caller apparently, the Roasters, people listen every day. Not only did he get the 32 points right, apparently from the 510 Xfinity mobile text line, Shasky, Spadoni, the caller also said they would score on 7 straight drives, and they ended up scoring on 8 straight drives. Whoever that caller is, call back.
Yeah, I apologize.
Because we were chuckling here. How are you going to get to 32? Well, they got the 32 last night.
On Purdy, there was a really nice scramble where he dove kind of face first, if you will.
That was on a total play touchdown drive when they took it when they went up 10-7.
There's one element. There was another play later on in the game where he was rolling out to his right, and there was no one there. Brock, use your legs a little more. That's all I'm going to say. I love the way you throw the ball. You're such a good catchable ball. I love the way he's in full command. He scans the field. He made a beautiful throw to Jawan James. Just an absolute rip of a throw intermediately over the top. But I think the element of the game that I think can open him up a little more and the team up a little more, there's a time and a place where dog, use your legs. You've got good legs. I want to see you run a little more. Not a lot, just a little more. And I think the over-under last night was 8.5 for his prop on running. Dude, there are 25 yards out there every game if he just wants to scramble a little. But I would also say, Your dad played baseball. I need you to slide, young man. You cannot go down. I just think that Brock played such a clean game yesterday. I'm so impressed. And it wasn't even one of his A games.
One carry for 11 yards for Brock Purdy. The scramble you mentioned, when they took a 13-7 lead, I forgot they went 7-6. It was 13-7, not 10-7. But that 12-play, 87-yard drive where the Niners only dropped back 3 times. That's when they established themselves yesterday and said, we're here for the 2024 season, and this is who we are. Look at the drive, and I'll just go down the play log here. 3 dropbacks. The first play, 1st and 10 at their own 33. Purdy scramble for the 11 yards. Is only scrambled a day. Then they give it to Debo right in 6 yards. Then you go Jordan Mason. You go 4 straight carries to Jordan Mason. Then you drop back, Debo on a quick sled. Jets break it up. DJ Reed, he's celebrating. They're feeling good about themselves. Then second down, he hits Jennings on that nice intermediate play for 22 yards. And then they go back to Jordan Mason. And they go back to Debo. And they go back to Jordan Mason. And they go back to Debo. And that's when they establish themselves saying, we're just going to run the ball down your throat. We're going to play bully ball. By the way, in 5 minutes, we're going to qualify somebody for a mystery jersey. A mystery jersey. When the red gold win, you win too. Presented by Habba's Law. Look, we're going to play a sounder. This will be the sounder.
Second and goal. Mason bobbling it, but a touchdown. What an impressive night tonight for Jordan Mason.
That'll be our sounder. And when you hear that sounder, be the 10th caller to call the contest line at 415-523-4652. That is coming up. You want to download the Odyssey for that? If you're not around, download the Odyssey app, 95.7 The Game. Thousands of other stations and millions of podcasts are free on the Odyssey app. And you can follow your favorite teams, stations, and radio shows and catch amazing interviews you missed all throughout the day at 95.7 The Game. 888-957-9570. We'll get to calls in just a second. Go ahead, Shasky.
I'm going to start the campaign right now because I'm done with it. They better start calling holds on Nick Bosa. It is driving me crazy. He got chokehold last night like he was in the living room of the Shasky household in the late 80s. It was an unbelievable, like the sleeper hold was put on him. There was one where he spun to the inside and was backing up like this, and the guy had the Draymond Rudy Gobert chokehold on him, and I'm like, it's right in front of the official. Are we, like, I'm not even trying to be that guy. I'm really not. But, like, enough is enough. Nick Bosa, can he get a flag? Like, I'm at the point now where I think he just needs to throw his hands up and fall to the ground. He needs to start doing the James Harden and flop because he's not getting any calls. And it's honestly driving me crazy because he's such a great player and people are going to go, Bosa didn't do anything last night. Are you kidding me? Bosa was getting great pressure last night. I thought other guys were stepping up. They were forcing the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands 1 and 2 and 3 step drops all night. Enough is enough. Call a hold on Nick Bosa. So every week that I see it, it is an obligation now. I'm going to call it out and I'm going to bring it up. I am tired because when they're getting to the playoffs, I don't want to wait till then. It's too late. It's like Curry getting fouled off ball. It's driving me crazy. Call the hold. He's getting chokehold. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah, it's not going to drive me crazy that much. He had a dominant game.
2-3 sacks last night.
They held the Jets down, but this is what happened. The Niners will review the film. They'll send the film to the league office, and the league office will get a notice from the 49ers, just like they do in the NBA, just like they do in baseball. Hey, when you're playing this guy, your crew, look at this hole right here. We need this call. So the Niners behind the scenes will no doubt send a film to the league office saying, hey, there's some holes here, we think, and every team in the league does this. Every team in the league will do this to defend their guys, saying, hey, are you going to call this play? So when that next crew comes in, Shanahan before the game, we'll talk to the crew. Hey, number 97, he gets held a lot. Look for this, look for that, look for this. And that conversation will be an ongoing dialogue every single game, all season long, when it comes to holdings in the NFL.
He beat, I think it was Tyron on one, and then he switched to the other side on the next play. And Tyron, he just tackled him. He beat him around, and he put his arm under his throat, and then just took him down. And I'm like, okay, timeout here. Like, you're going to call some weak stuff on Debo as Jordan Mason is tap dancing into the end zone? Just call it on Bosa. And then instead, it steps up, Aaron Rodgers, and he completes a pass downfield. I'm like, no, that's clearly a hold. All I'm saying is I'm not waiting till the Super Bowl. I'm calling it out in real time. Call the holds. He's a great player. He's done it for 5 straight years. He deserves appropriate, just due. Call the holds.
Let's go to Kevin in San Jose. Kevin, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Hey, Hey, what's up, guys? I love your show. I just wanted to say I'm really not worried about McCaffrey. I'm more worried about Brock Purdy. He didn't play that well last night. This game should have been 50-7. Jordan Mason played well. I think we should just load manage McCaffrey and see how he does. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Yep, no doubt, Kevin. You don't think Purdy played that well? How do 888-957-9570? How do people think Purdy played? How do people think Purdy played last night? I thought he was fine. I thought he mastered the offense. He was very comfortable. There's a couple throws that I think he would like back. There was a couple throws I would like back. Looking down to see him as Saubert, the safety, did a great job on breaking on the route. Should have picked it off. He should have picked it off. There he had their hands on a couple footballs there, but he could have had a couple interceptions, the no throws or whatnot. But for the most part, I thought Purdy played a B- game yesterday, and it was solid. It was good enough to win. Purdy was fine.
He didn't put the ball in harm's way. He hit open receivers, and I thought that he did exactly what you want your quarterback to do. Win the game going away.
Here's Shanahan on how he thought Purdy looked without Christian McCaffrey.
He seemed very, very good. I mean, there was many plays that he left out there. I thought he made some big-time plays. I mean, there towards the end, got a little conservative, just felt that we had the game and wanted to focus on winning the game, so we didn't have him do a lot there at the end, and he was very smart with the ball, made sure that there was no chance for them to get back in the game.
2nd and goal, Mason bobbling it, but a touchdown. What an impressive night tonight for Jordan Mason.
All right, it's that time. Be the 10th caller right now to call the contest line at 415-523-4652. That's 415-523-4652. And you will win a mystery jersey presented by Habs Law, because Habs Law always puts people in the best position to win. Call right now. 415-523-4652 is the number. Be the 10th caller to call, and you, my friend, will win a mystery jersey. Let's go to Miguel in San Antonio, Texas.
What's up, Miguel?
Miguel, what's happening, man? You're on the roast.
Yo, Bonta, Shasky, we're back. We're back, faithful. We're back. Victory Tuesday. What a beatdown on Monday night in front of the whole nation. We're here. Niners are here. Hey, I just want to go down a quick list. I'll make it quick. I'm going to save Purdy for the end. But just my guy, as I called you guys a lot of times last season. I mean, my guy, Fred Warner, that punching out the ball, tip of the iceberg, man. This Fred just leads the defense, 5 solo tackles. He's just out there getting everybody straight, getting everybody ready to go. Moody, 6 field goals, 20 points. He is proving the Niners office correct. He's earning that high draft pick. That's when we lost Gold. A lot of people were, going crazy about drafting him that high. But hey, this is the future. We need a kicker. This is the NFL. You need a kicker. Going down, JP. Everybody started calling him Baby Lynch. Hey, McCaffrey knows the truth. He said, "Do you? Hey, JP said, "I'm doing me." He had over 5 yards of carry.
Yep.
You know what? It's great. We got him. We got to keep McCaffrey healthy. We got to get him back to 100%. Keep him fresh. It's a long season. We want a deep run. Let's manage it correctly. No, I have no problem with what I saw last night with that. O-line, Hooney, what a massive upgrade. We got something here.
Yep.
The great pickup.
Yep.
That the pass protection was there, but that run game was on point.
Yep.
I mean, that O-line was opening up those holes. I mean, JP was just through the middle. There wasn't a lot of dancing out. I mean, he was doing his thing, but he was hitting those holes.
Running north and south. North and south, Miguel.
Yep. Hey, I'm almost done. Jennings, 3rd and Juwan, 5 targets, 5 receptions. He is so crucial, especially, BA just getting that rust off. The unfortunate thing that happened to our boy downtown. Hey, Jennings is always there. 3rd and Juwan. Love it. I'm so happy. And then Purdy, this is my last one. He got sacked twice. He's throwing with pressure in the pocket.
Yep.
He is legit. I'm a believer. I've been a believer since that first game when he went in the Miami game. I am a supporter. He is legit.
Yeah.
The only thing that 11-yard where he dove head first, I'm like, no, none of that. But just when he's in pressure like that dump off to Debo got his positive yards. Hey, we're back, faithful. We're back, faithful.
Good call,
I'm just
Miguel.
so happy.
I know you're happy. I can hear your happiness, man. Purdy, and you should believe in Brock Purdy. He is the quarterback for this football team. I don't care how much he's getting paid next season. I want this guy around for a long, long time because this offense functions at a very high level with Brock Purdy under center. Now, it also helps when you get Big Trent Williams back. And, folks, Big Trent Williams, you wonder how no training camp, no problem for him. He did not allow a single pressure against the Jets on 33 pass block attempts. It was Williams' first game without allowing a pressure since week 3 of 2022. This guy didn't allow a single pressure yesterday in his first game back. He had to run to the locker room and get an IV.
Okay, that's
Big
what
Trent
that was
working.
Yeah.
He was working. Then he got back into the game late. Big Trent, no drop off there. This guy looked like he could play another 4 or 5 years.
You ever had an IV?
No, and it's thought about getting IVs. I've stayed away from them. Like, I don't need IVs yet.
It's like a pure shot of Gatorade, like throughout the whole body when you're dehydrated. It's incredible.
How many IVs have you had in your life?
Just when I had COVID and I passed out at Target and I thought I died. But I will say this about Brock Purdy. Walking around that parking lot and around that stadium, I was blown away how many Brock Purdy jerseys there were.
He's a quarterback of the 49ers.
I always like assessing like what jerseys are out there. A lot of 19 Debos, a lot of Bosa's, so many Fred Warners.
Yeah, but we love our quarterbacks here.
No doubt. But B, like, again, he's only been around a couple of years, and there are a lot of great players that you could get on this team. A lot of Purdy jerseys, a lot of new Purdy jerseys, and rightfully so, dude. I mean, the guy plays the game the right way. And then I listen to these things. Maybe nobody else picks up on this, but for years the Niners would just announce their defense in the what is it called? The introductory.
Yeah.
What do they call that?
Starting lineups.
Yeah, naming the starting lineup. Colton McKivitz.
Right.
I don't love that where the fans say everything. Brock Purdy was the last guy called out yesterday. And just when he came flying out, the whole place was going crazy.
Right.
Trent got a huge ovation.
No, but this fan base loves Brock Purdy from day when he came in. I'm telling you, man, that Dolphins game, and then to have your first start of your career against Tom Brady, that expedites everything.
Yeah.
Think about it. There's Tom Brady and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Were they defending Super Bowl champs at the time? Were they defending Super Bowl champs at the time?
No, they're a year removed from winning the Super Bowl. So they remember the year prior.
Yeah. They're a year removed. You're right. Because they lost to the Rams, and the Rams ended up winning. But Tom Brady's in town, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you're starting a quarterback who was picked last in the draft. Thinking, hot Brady and Brock Purdy in the first play of that game. Remember that Tampa Bay game? First play, he got rocked. Mm-hmm. He got rocked on the blitz. They called, I didn't think it was a good call, but they called unnecessary roughness. And that's, boom. They go on a 6-play drive, touchdown, and they're up 35-0, right? They're up 35-7 or whatever it was. And to have that performance with all those eyeballs on the tube, because Brady was box office. We know that. When he's on the field, everybody's watching Tom Brady. And for Brock Purdy to look and undress the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the fashion that he did, hell yeah, there's going to be a lot of new fans coming in. And he got the Purdy chance that day. Purdy jerseys, no surprise to me. That may be the highest selling jersey. When it's all said and done by the end of the year, I think it's going to be a top 10 jersey in the NFL. Sold.
Oh, wow.
Brock Purdy.
That's
number 13.
Wow, okay.
You got to have your Lamar jerseys. You get your Mahomes, Mahomes jerseys. You get your Kelsey jerseys, your Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen's, all that. Purdy will have a top 10 jersey by the end of the year.
Yeah, I love that. I also felt like there was a lot of the country like, oh, CMC's out. Let's see what Purdy looks like. You don't think that was coming down the pipe?
Absolutely. And I thought he looked just fine.
I thought he looked great. The other element that I was thinking about watching Deebo Samuel come out and seeing the script and everything,